Microorganisms by Aanya Shukla. The world is full of microscopic organisms that cannot be seen with unaided eyes. They can be seen only through a microscope, hence are called microorganisms or microbes, where micro means small. Microscope is an instrument that magnifies objects. It was first invented by Zacharias Janssen. There are mainly five categories of microorganisms, namely bacteria, virus, algae, fungi, and protozoa. Let us further discuss about each of them one by one. Bacteria. Bacteria are unicellular organisms, which means they have only single cell and are larger than viruses. They are categorized into three based on their shape. They are rod-shaped bacteria, spiral-shaped bacteria, and spherical-shaped bacteria. Antony van Leeuwenhoek was the first person to discover a bacteria with his own microscope. Lactobacillus is a useful bacteria that is used in making curd, while Bacillus anthracis is a bacteria that causes anthrax disease, which is very common in the wool sorters. Lactobacillus is a rod-shaped bacteria, while Bacillus anthracis is a spiral-shaped bacteria. Fungi. Fungi can be a unicellular organism such as yeast or a multicellular organism such as bread mold. Multicellular fungi are made of microscopic threads called hyphae. They can be saprophytic, which means they feed on dead and decaying organic matter, or can be parasitic, which means that they feed in the body or on the body of a living organism. Algae. Algae can be unicellular such as Chlamydomonas or multicellular such as Spirogyra. They are green organisms, which indicates the presence of chlorophyll, and can prepare their own food, which means that they are autotrophic in nutrition. They are usually found in water. As you can see here that in a water drop from a lake, there are thousands or millions of algae present in it. Protozoa. Protozoa are unicellular organisms and cannot prepare their own food, depend on other for their food. So they are heterotrophic in nutrition. Common examples of protozoa are paramecium, amoeba, and plasmodium. Plasmodium is the protozoa which is responsible for the disease of malaria. Viruses. Viruses are the smallest living organisms which are not cells but genetic material surrounded by a protein coat. They cannot multiply on their own outside a host, but when they enter a living host cell, they show all the characteristics of a living organism, such as they feed, respire, excrete, grow, or multiply, etc. Some common examples of viruses are HIV, which causes AIDS, hepatitis B, which causes severe liver infection, Ebola virus, which causes alteration in the rate of blood clotting, adenovirus, which causes disease with the same name, influenza, which causes flu, and bacteriophage, which causes disease in bacteria and not in human. all know that today we have one new virus, which is coronavirus, which causes the disease of COVID-19. But where do microorganisms live? Well, microorganisms can be found in air, water, and soil, on the surfaces of objects and living organisms, inside the body of animals, including humans, and on plants, in the dead and decaying organic matter. They can survive from ice cold climate to hot springs, from dry deserts to marshy places. In simple terms, they are everywhere, even on the chair or sofa on which you are sitting right now, or the pencil you are holding in your hand. Are they friend or foe? Well, some microorganisms are completely harmless, some even useful, but some dangerous. Those dangerous microbes are called pathogens or germs. Useful microorganisms. Some microorganisms are very useful to us. They are used for various purposes, such as bacteria like Lactobacillus or Streptococcus is used in making cheese and curd. Yeast is a fungi which is used in making bread, cakes, pastries, idlis, dosas, dhoklas, etc. It is also used in the production of alcohol, wine, and beer on a large scale with the process of fermentation as discovered by Louis Pasteur. Fungus aspergillus is used in the production of citric acid, while aerobic bacteria like Acetobacter is used in the production of vinegar. Some bacteria like Rhizobium and blue-green algae help in nitrogen fixation, increasing the soil fertility. Rhizobium is a bacteria which is present in the root nodules of leguminous plants. Mushroom is a fungi which is edible and rich in proteins and vitamins. Just like that, yeast is also an important source of food, being rich in protein and vitamin B. Many algae like chlorella and seaweeds are used as food in China and Japan. Microorganisms also act as a decomposer, hence cleaning the environment. They are also used in sewage treatment and making of biogas. Microorganisms are used in medical area also for the production of vaccines and antibiotics. Harmful microorganisms. Some microorganisms are harmful to us and can cause diseases. Such disease causing microorganisms are also called pathogens or germs. They can kill an organism and are the one which are most talked about. Some common example of pathogens are Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which causes tuberculosis disease, Xanthomonas citrusubs bacterium, which causes citrus canker, Plasmodium, which causes malaria disease, Bacillus anthracis, which causes anthrax disease, coronavirus, which causes coronavirus disease or COVID-19. Among them, anthrax, coronavirus, and malaria is found in animals and insects, while tuberculosis, coronavirus, Bacillus anthracis, and malaria is found in human beings. Citrus canker is a disease which is exclusive to plants. Pathogens can enter the body in many ways. It can enter through the air we breathe and through the insects. It can also be transmitted through direct contact with infected person. It can be transmitted if we drink impure water or eat contaminated food or stale food. Now let us discuss the appropriate precautions that we should take. Wash your hands frequently or use a sanitizer. When you sneeze, cover your mouth with a handkerchief or if that is not available, use your elbow. Wear masks at public gatherings or when you go out. You should also wear mask if you are infected. If you are infected with any communicable disease, prefer staying home, having isolation. Especially for this COVID-19 disease, maintain the social distancing, eat healthy food to immunize yourself, and that is the best possible method. You can say namaste at the place of shaking hands so that you avoid the direct contact.
Methods of food preservation. Drying or dehydration. Food items like cereals, pulses, vegetables, etc. can be sun dried. Boiling. Boiling of milk and water kills microorganisms present in it. Refrigeration and freezing. Refrigeration and freezing doesn't kill microorganisms but stop them from growing and multiplying. Refrigeration keeps food between 4 degrees to -7 degrees Celsius, while freezing keeps food below -18 degrees Celsius. Pasteurization. Pasteurization is the process in which the milk is first heated up to 70 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 30 seconds and then quickly cooled. Salting and adding sugars. Salting and adding sugars is used in food items like pickles, jams, sauces, mangoes, etc. to preserve it. Use of chemicals. Use of chemicals such as sodium benzoate and potassium metabisulfite is used in preservation of jams, squashes, and ketchups. Canning. Food items are enclosed in can which are sealed and heated to 120 degrees Celsius to destroy microorganisms. Tetra Pak. This aseptic packaging technology can keep things fresh for months without refrigeration. Vaccination. Vaccines contain the dead viruses of the same disease or any other disease of which it is going to give protection of. It happens in the following way. When the vaccine is injected, the dead virus enters into our body. The white blood cells of our body eats the dead virus or attacks on it. In that way, it gets aware of the disease of which it wanted to give protection of. It's something like you are preparing your soldiers for a fight by having a trial fight with them. After that, if in any case the actual disease enters our body, our WBC, which is white blood cells, being aware of it, kills it automatically. Edward Jenner was the first person to discover a vaccine. He discovered the vaccine of chickenpox by injecting a small boy with the cowpox dead viruses. In that way, he cured him. Friends, we can too fight with COVID-19 by following the COVID-19 appropriate behavior. Thank you.